everyone, welcome to a bumper edition of our Fortnight's Gaming Nights podcast for the Gaming Rig community. We say bumper as it'll be an extended show in length, and we have not one but two fans as well as a host of staff members in tonight. You can all access all our podcasts and more via Mixcloud, YouTube, and most recently, great news, iTunes. Simply search TGR UK in the respective formats, or head over to TheGamingRigUK for direct links, as well as a host of fun other gaming stuff. Just a quick blurb then, we are the Gaming Rig team from the website TheGamingRig.co.uk. Our episode tonight is on E3, so if you're a gamer, unless you've been living under a rock, you will know how important this show is to each year to anything and everything to do with the gaming world. The exhibition was booming this year with a first look at the actual PS4 console, more details on all the next-gen consoles including the Xbox One, Wii U, and by popular vote with many, the PlayStation 4, as well as a host of new games, details and content. It's safe to say this 1 year extravaganza was on top form in 2013. Also, don't forget you can head over to our new E3 section on our website for even more details on E3. Okay, as normal, let's go around the table, introducing ourselves, your title if you work for the website, or if you're a fan, what you really enjoy about TGR, and then maybe a mini summary of games of the week if you have any. Okay, so starting off then, we'll start at the front of the table. I'm afraid it's going to be with you, Emma.
Okay.
Don't worry, we'll mix it around. It won't be you every single time.
It better not be.
Oh wow, he's been told. Okay, I'll make sure to mix it around. Go on, Emma.
Okay, hey, I'm Emma, and what I enjoy about TGR is all the latest news up to date all the time, constantly, William. And what I've been playing this week, Zelda, Oracle of Seasons, Halo 3, Pokemon Gold, Pokemon Soul Silver, and I've just started the new Tomb Raider.
So since 2 weeks ago, you've been like, I need to play more games.
No, last week I was really busy, so.
Okay. Oh, cool. So, out of those ones, is any you recommend or anything you want to say about them?
Really enjoying Oracle of Seasons, Zelda. Like, I haven't played that before. It's quite an old game, and I just tried it, and I love it.
Cool. And any other out of that list you'd recommend? Would it be the Zelda one?
Yeah, and new Tomb Raider.
Cool. Yes, the new Tomb Raider.
Yeah, we were all massive fans of that one.
We were all massive fans of that one. And to be fair, to me, unless something really jumps out, it's probably going to be my game of the year. But maybe a bit too early to tell, but we'll see. Okay. Moving on to the next one on the list then. Jay?
Hi there, my name's Jay. I'm not one of the staff members of the Gamery. I've been invited by one of the other lovely staff members. My favourite thing about TGR is much the same. Very good, interesting news, all up to date. I also like the fact that I won a competition with TGR, which was great.
Carry on.
I admire the honesty.
So I would definitely recommend that everyone join the competitions for TGR. What I've been playing this week, I've been playing The Last of Us on PS3 and PlayStation All-Stars with some friends as well. I've also been playing on the 3DS. What have I been playing on the 3DS? Pokemon Black.
Yeah.
Fire Emblem Awakening, which I've been enjoying very much, and I just got Animal Crossing today that I'm looking forward to starting as well.
Cool. And which, if you have any, you recommend all of them a go at, or is there one there you think if somebody could play one this week, which one it would be?
One this week, I would actually probably have to say Fire Emblem. I've been a fan of the series for quite a while, and I think it's very, very polished. And I'm actually playing the classic mode, where if a unit in the game dies, it dies, and you don't get it back. And it's been a bit of a heartbreaking ride so far.
Wow, those ones are always a bit hard. Like the new XCOM game, if you're really not careful what you can do, you can lose the entire game.
Exactly.
It's quite amazing to have that, because I think games now, I wouldn't say are more timid, but they seem to be a bit more with the checkpoint system and how we save and health point. I just think they could be a bit conceited.
Hold your hand a bit.
It is. I mean, you can still obviously there is the option of resetting the game if that happens, but I mean they've implemented the mode for a reason, so it is a bit difficult to invest all your time into a character, but you know it pays off in the end. You feel more hardcore for doing so.
Definitely. All right, well, thank you both. As I said, there are two fans in, and it's Emma and Jay, so thank you both for coming in. These podcasts are pretty relaxed, to be fair. It's kind of a hangout with all kind of gaming community, gaming friends, really. So any fans that are listening may want to join in. just get in touch with us at TheGamingRigUK@gmail.com, or just come along to get TheGamingRig.co.uk. Okay, so to start down the table then, and introducing the stars, we have first on the list, Ryan.
Hey everybody, my name's Ryan. I'm a long-time contributor for the site, been with it since the beginning. Was pretty inactive other than the podcast until recently when I uploaded our first video review, which was for which was for... Hang on a minute, dude, we've got a sound effect for that one. Hang on. There we go. Anyway, the review was for Monaco, What's Yours Is Mine. I gave it a 4 out of 5. It's a very good game. This week, I have been playing Skyrim. Now, I've had a long and turbulent history with Skyrim, as is made quite vocal on the podcast. Every time I try and play it, I end up hating it. I've never enjoyed an Elder Scrolls game until recently, when I gave it a second try. Changed my character just to mix things up a little, see if it was any more fun, and I really got into it. So I probably won't get into any of the others because it's going to take a lot to get over the hurdle of playing them in the first bloody place because they were god awful. But Skyrim's caught my attention. I'm enjoying it a lot. The other game I'm playing, I really missed my 3DS, so I spent money that I didn't really have on a 3DS XL, and I picked up Luigi's Mansion 2, which I thoroughly recommend.
Oh, I want that.
It's really good, and it's funny as well. Like, there's no actual script or gags in it. It's just the way Luigi's animated. Every little interaction is just humorous. It's very slapstick, very cartoony. Great game.
Cool. And that's what you'd highly recommend people to check out then.
Absolutely, yeah.
Cool. All right then, moving down the list. To Toby.
Hi guys, I'm Toby. I review for the site, and I've been playing this week Castlevania still, because I haven't got around to completing that. So I just completed that this week on the 3DS, and a little eShop game called Hydro Adventure, which has you twisting.
Hydro Adventure.
Hydro Adventure, it's kind of play on words. Not adventure, Hydro Adventure.
Okay, cool.
You play as a little water droplet. Quite simple. Actually, no, it's not really that simple. There's a few difficult bits, but they're my main two this week. I haven't been playing that much.
Those games are quite good because they can kill some time, like if you're on a bus or you're having some time with the deposit box, if you know what I mean. So, they're quite good at those sort of killing some time there. So any of those you'd recommend?
I can't recommend Castlevania enough. After completing it, I recommend it even more. But before, I only recommended it from a few hours. And now I'm 12 hours in, and it's really
Just out of
good.
curiosity, who's the protagonist in this Castlevania?
There's three. You play as, kind of three. You play through different parts of the timeline, but they all kind of gel together.
Is there a Belmont in this one, or is there another fake vampire hunter of sorts?
No, there is a Belmont. There's two.
Swish.
But it comes in little sections that I would highly recommend.
Cool. Thank you for that. Okay, carrying on down the table then. Vinny?
Hello, I'm Vinny, and I am the new guy of the Gaming Rig.
Great to have you.
Yeah.
Everybody
I'm-
poke him.
What's our
No.
initiation?
Like my first day of school again. I'm the reviews editor and the insights analyst as well for the Gaming Rig. I'm currently playing The Last of Us, and also the Shadow of Colossus and Ico HD collection for the PS3.
Good choice.
Good choice.
Shadow of the Colossus is definitely one of my favourite games of all time, and I never played Ico, so I thought I have to if I love the Shadow of Colossus so much.
Cool. And any of those lists you'd highly recommend somebody pick up if they had to pick one?
Well, definitely Shadow, as I've said. That's just, it's such a unique game. I can't really think of anything so similar to it, because it's literally just 16 boss battles. But yeah, apart from maybe Dark Souls or Demon Souls, I can't think of any better bosses in a game.
Yeah. That's cool. All right. Carrying on then to the final victim, William.
Hello, I'm William, and I am one of the reviewers and one of the news guys on the Gaming Rig. Lately, wow, I've been playing a lot of stuff. I've been playing War of the Roses, Arma 2 DayZ mod, Battlefield 3, and a little bit of Dota 2. Wow.
Okay.
A little bit too much. Bit of an overload.
And which one are you enjoying the most, or which one would you recommend?
War of the Roses. Go on, Vlad. Play it, please. Support the game. It needs more people.
Cool. That's fine. All right. Well, thank you all for your comments. And to start off the bat, then, my name's Alan, your host for the evening, and also founder of The Gaming Rig. We're an independent gaming blog and review site. So everything you've heard of today, game-wise, and anything probably you hear through the topic, as well as various things we talk about, most reviews you can find on our website, or we will definitely have plans to get them up there. So anything you're not sure of, if you've heard from us, you can come on the site and double-check it for yourself. So like I say, if you're a first-time listener, please come and check us out. Alternatively, if you're a current fan and listening, thank you either way for your dedication, as our aim is to become the one site you go to in the UK and beyond for all your gaming reviews and news. So again, head to TheGamingRigUK to find out more. Okay, right, and thanks for everybody. Thanks to the wonderful world of social media on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube as well. You can get involved in daily topics, join a great community, and even enter daily and monthly competitions, as per Jay there. I mean, to be honest, what more could you ask for?
This podcast was his prize.
Yeah.
You may shoot. You will have
for real.
the king.
It's because I am actually weeping with the honour bestowed on me right now.
Wonderful. Bring me more wine.
You'll be weeping soon for the wrong reason. I have no idea where I was going with that joke.
That sounds really dark.
I was going to say you could buy me a drink first at least. The prize was not enough.
To be honest, guys, today is about having a bit of fun, to be honest. It's a Monday, we've all been stuck at work or variations of some sort of school or work or something. So it's really today's kind of just to get together and have a bit of a laugh. The professional side of our business, welcome to go to the website and enjoy. I think, we've got a whole new site design now, which I think, looks quite nice, seems to be going well with people. Emma, Jay, do you like the new designs?
Absolutely. I've had a look on it a couple of times actually to catch up. It's very easy to get around, very aesthetically appealing as well.
If I was a website, I would have sex with our new website.
Wow. Okay, there you go. I need to put that on the marketing page. Yeah. So it's just I say it's kind of I get like you say, it is what it is. It's a Google Hangout, so it's kind of here to kind of relax and enjoy ourselves. All right. So we'll start back on the table again then and taking on today's class and style. The first question I put to you is Microsoft conference at E3. What?
Oh.
You can all get your
Sniggers
laughing out.
erupt around the table.
You can all get your laughing out now.
Oh,
I don't know whether I need to laugh or cry.
Going around the table and starting the podcast in style, the first question I put to you all, Microsoft conference at E3. On offer from the big guns was a look at another Xbox 360 console, which really resembles the Xbox One design. And just because, you can't have too many Xbox 360s in your house. Even more details on Xbox One, but this time less television. Metal Gear Solid 5, Phantom Pain. Xbox Gold members will now be able to download 2 free games a month. And a selection of games were shown. Killer Instinct, Rise, Son of Rome, Sunset Overdrive, Forza 5, Quantum Break. More info on their lovely smart glass they seem to shove down our throats. Dead Rising 3, Witcher 3, Battlefield 4, and also a sneak peek at the Halo television TV show. Or was it possibly Halo 5? We don't know. And finally, the new game Titanfall. They wrapped all of this hour and a half conference up by showing and announcing the console will be priced at £430. So with all that, and that were your thoughts, give me your thoughts, your ratings, and how you actually think they did. So starting with William on this, we'll get into the topic.
Oh. I give it around 3 out of 5 for it because the games looked pretty good. Titanfall looked amazing for me, but it's the DRM just holds it back. I think they're trying to go for a Steam thing, but it's just not happening. So it's like, it's deflating.
So this DRM, you mean in the aspect that they're locking used games, they're allowing you to only lend your games out once to a friend. You have to check in every 24 hours, that sort of thing.
Yeah, because like there's people who live like way out in the countryside who won't be able to get an Xbox One because their connection could go on the fritz, and there's no point to having one there, so they'll just probably get a PS4. So
My connection goes on the fritz anyway, so.
yeah, and like Steam allows offline gameplay where the Xbox One won't. So
I mean, what were your thoughts on Xbox's? I can't remember. They basically their statement was to those that complaining about have to be online, they could get an Xbox 360.
Oh God.
that's ridiculous. It really is. I mean, why? You want to experience the next gen when it's out, so why would you get an Xbox 360 to experience new games? It's just silly.
That interview was a PR disaster.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen the footage. Microsoft are actually trying to pull it. But that guy's like, oh, we've got an offline console. It's called the 360. And the interview was like, so just get a 360 is what you're telling people. And then watching him trying to recover from that was just superb.
I think one of the best things about the Xbox One reveal was all of the memes that popped up to the internet afterwards. Particularly, speaking of that one, I believe there was one where he's got him saying that, and then a lovely picture of the Joker going, "Poor choice of words."
Very good, very good.
Maybe that's what they meant when Xbox One would be always connected. There would just be constant memes about the Xbox One.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So your main grievance with the Microsoft conference there, William, was the DRM stuff.
The DRM and probably the console itself, it looks ugly. It's just a brick. And when the whole DRM thing happens and the Xbox dies, that's all it'll be. It'll just be a brick in your house.
Another brick in your house.
Yeah, just a black coloured brick. And so the games were good, but the console was a terrible one.
Any game out of that list you're really excited for if you were to get an Xbox One?
Rise and Titanfall, but Rise has too many QTEs. Maybe that was just a demo, but it looked like it was like the whole thing was a QTE. It was just like, come on, show some gameplay here.
Yes, but William, apparently most developers seem to think that's what they need in games now. It's not a game if it doesn't have a QuickTime event.
Damn you, God of War and your trends.
Or if you're a Resident Evil fan. Oh my god.
Oi, oi.
We have Shenmue to blame for this.
To be fair though, amazing game.
What, Shenmue?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
It was awesome.
It was great. For its time, it was well ahead of its predecessor, so amazing game. Alright, so anything they did right there, William?
The Halo 5 teaser was pretty good. I had no clue that was Master Chief until he took the hood off. And Titanfall. The only problem with Titanfall, it's coming out in PC, so it's not going to have any competition there. Everyone's going to get it in PC.
Oh, is it?
True.
Yeah, it's coming out in PC.
Yeah,
Oh, well, fuck the Xbox then. That was the only thing it had going for it. That's not true. There was a lot of good stuff, but yeah.
Cool, we'll go on to that then. So anything else to end on there, William?
I'm good.
So were you happy with it? Frustrated with it?
I was okay with it until I seen Sony.
I mean, they did do well in the fact it wasn't based around TV.
Yeah, but then you look at Sony's, and it was still, yeah, we do entertainment, and that was it. Then they moved on.
Yeah.
Also based on the fact that it's supposed to be a games conference, not a hello, I'm a multimedia entertainment.
Well, I think that's what they're going for with Windows in general, and Xbox is now part of Windows. Is this we're going to control the living room as an entertainment system?
I think there is a large focus on the next-gen consoles to not just be a gaming console, to be like something that is as essential in the house as a TV is or anything else.
Yeah.
It's just some of them are focusing on the wrong areas, saying you must have this thing in your house rather than it's a choice.
Yeah, that's what it does seem like me. By locking you down, by making it so big you can't carry it around, it seems like there is a form of control there. It'd be like an Xbox One was your like really crazy overprotective ex-girlfriend. That would be an Xbox One.
Yeah,
That
it
would be
wants
an
you-
Xbox One.
It wants you to check in every 24 hours.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't think of a more appropriate metaphor than that.
So we all basically agree that Xbox One will become HAL 3000 at some point in the future.
Something like that.
Xbox
Cool.
turn on, I can't let you do that.
Can't do that, Dave.
I can't let you do that, but for a one-off payment of $9.99, you can download the DLC.
I mean, to be fair, with that shocked, I mean, recently the PlayStation, did put out a new IP with The Last of Us. The last thing to come from the Xbox 360 was a Pizza Hut app.
Hey!
Yeah, I know.
So do we honestly see them redeeming themselves? Because
Well,
we weren't looking
They
good.
don't really have a choice now, do they? They have to.
Well, they have. I don't know about that. Apparently, I was reading today on Reddit that they're not fussed with Sony and people's opinions. They're not going to change anything to do with
they're
Microsoft.
just trying to save face.
Yeah. Sorry, just to go back on that one, Xbox, the company, are not bothered about the opinions of the people who are going to be buying the console.
Basically.
Well, that seems like a very solid business plan.
It's almost like they're stamping their feet and going, well, if you want a PS4, why don't you just go and buy a PS4?
Maybe it's reverse psychology.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, I feel terrible now. I'm getting an Xbox.
I'm sorry, Xbox. I didn't mean to disappoint you. I will so buy you now.
Yeah.
No, yeah, that no level of sarcasm there. Brilliant. All right, okay, well, thanks for that, William. All right, moving on down at random. Toby, your thoughts on Microsoft and Xbox One?
Well, I'd play a bit of catch up, but sorry, I'll just swallow it. That's kind of weird.
What are you swallowing?
A
I was
watermelon.
waiting for someone said that. It was a bit of a potato. That sounded
Right,
weird after I
okay.
said it.
Right.
Anyway, yeah, with Xbox really, it never interests me on a scale as I want to buy one. So for me, if I'm watching things about Xbox, I feel like an outsider, a little bit of an outsider anyway. Not that I wouldn't not get one. Kind of the things that they announce and that they go with, it's not really something it doesn't ever grab me. But I think actually the new what's it called game, Metal Gear, that actually looks pretty good.
But that's going to be on multi-platform, is it not?
Yep.
So that's not
That could
really...
be both. So that's
Yeah.
not really important then. Right, scrap that. Yeah, I don't know really.
Well, no. If that was one of the things, because Metal Gear Solid wasn't shown in the PS4 one, so yeah, if that's one of the things, then yeah, fair enough.
I think they did all right, but so many people had already made their minds up before they'd even done this show that I think it was difficult for them because people had already technically put the nail in their coffin for this Xbox One, like back in May. I think people expect too much, but then they don't give enough at some point.
Yeah. That's true.
But you're not going to be able to please everyone. So there's no point trying to tweak because you're not. But obviously you have to please the core market, otherwise you're not going to get anywhere. But yeah, I don't know really. I won't be getting one, but that's just because I've never owned an Xbox or a PlayStation. So
There's never been a better time not to own an Xbox, Toby, so you can...
I wouldn't. It's not that, like I said, it's not
Debatable,
because I don't like them. It's not because I think they're rubbish. I literally, there's nothing on there that interests me enough to want to buy one.
No, that's fair enough.
So, considering I'd say you were an outsider then, do you think that conference helped or hindered them?
I want to clarify that I'm not a fanboy.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying you're an outsider, as in your objective.
Yeah.
You're not getting either. So, do you
Yeah,
think
yeah.
that conference helped or hindered them?
It did much, to be honest. Because like I said, people have made their minds up anyway. I think the there's going to be people that are still going to buy it, but I think it might have hindered them in like some of the details that you were explaining before with the whole always online signing in 24 hours. Like there's little things that are going to annoy people, I think. But I'm not sure. I don't really know if it has helped or hindered them, to be honest.
Guess we will see as time goes on
Only
and the
time will
console
tell,
releases. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. That's. Anything else there?
No, I was going to say, in the long run, I think they're fighting a losing battle at the moment. But they could make a big old turnaround. You never know.
Yeah, definitely. We will see. I mean, I think maybe that what's done is done now, and they'll just they're gonna to keep pace. They're gonna ride the storm, and they're gonna stick to what they want. I mean, the price may go down after launch anyway, but for now, I think they stick to what they're doing because, to be fair, they've obviously got an ego there, so they're not gonna back down anytime soon. So
I think with these
we will
as
see.
well, with Microsoft and they're kind of the past few years they rely a lot on the power of their consoles, but that's like we're reaching the point where that you can't get much more powerful because graphics pretty much look real anyway. Like especially on Xbox and Sony consoles, they look pretty much real life.
Yeah.
And so that they have to find new ways to like impress people, so they can't just rely on the power of their machines, which is what pretty much they got sold on over the past few years. They've just relied on having, not them saying it's rubbish, them saying they've relied a lot on having graphics and all this hardware and all the stuff inside, but now that I don't think that's enough anymore. So I think they're trying to find like different outlets.
Yeah, definitely. I agree on that one. You can't just rely on, this console can do this now. It needs to. Well, I think we're going back to the roots. I think we're past that, having this glorious spec machine now. We want to go back to games again,
Yeah, exactly.
So.
Because now they've gone
it does seem we've gone like a bit
nothing they can't do.
Does seem we kind of gone on a bit of a 360, no pun intended. Right, okay.
Wait, we have a sound effect for that one as well.
I'll get in. Yes!
I will use all of these by the time we're done.
Brilliant. Bring it on. It sounds like a challenge.
That is a challenge. Cool. Challenge accepted.
Challenge accepted. Mortal Kombat.
What is this, Takeshi's Castle?
Nice. All right. Okay. So that's perfect, Toby. Cheers for that. All right, Jay. What's your thoughts?
My thoughts regarding the Xbox's whole kind of showcase and everything. It's not the best. I think it's the whole kind of, they're called Xbox One because they went a whole 359 steps backwards. I don't know. I think I agree with Toby in the way that it's a bit meh. I mean, because some of the games do look fantastic. There's even a couple of kind of old goldies that are kind of killer. Like I had Killer Instinct was in one of their lineups as well.
Yeah.
I used to love playing that on. Yeah, playing it ages ago. It was brilliant. It was insane and it was brutal. It was Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat was really the insane brutal thing.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news there, Jay. Apparently, not Mortal Kombat. Sorry, Killer Instinct is going to be a free-to-play game in the sense that you'll have it downloaded, you'll have one character unlocked, and then to buy you'll have to play as other characters. You have to buy them individually.
Yep.
Can we please let's use all of the resources that the world can provide. Let's make ourselves a time machine and go back to the point where DLC was introduced and the whole idea of unlocking things through skill became an obsolete idea.
Yeah.
Seriously.
It's bad. I mean, talk about bring it. That's I don't know. Maybe I'm going on a bit of a rant, but it's like that's the thing with Microsoft is they do something great and then they go 2 steps backwards. So here we go. You've been asking for years. Here's Killer Instinct. Oh wait, it's Killer Instinct on our terms.
It's Killer Instinct with one character. I hope you get really good with him.
You just see a wealth of people online all playing as the same character.
But yeah, ultimate thoughts on it. I was underwhelmed with Xbox. It's the whole idea. I mean, the hardware itself. They're trying to become this giant thing that must be in every home. It's going to be the Skynet of Microsoft basically. And it's just, I mean, the line of the games, there was very few things that really kind of stood out for me. Even like the fantastic out there ones, like you said, with kind of Rising, and I believe there was a vague mention of Halo, and even like The Witcher as well looked fantastic. but I don't know. It was always that the kind of the three main companies held this kind of tenuous agreement between them. Xbox was fantastic looking, could use a bit more in the kind of community version. PS3 had this kind of central middle ground, and then Nintendo was all about the games and everything, but the hardware was a little less powerful than everything else. And it seems it's kind of shifting a bit more around now in the way of, I know the people want more from their games. They're not just going to be satisfied with the prettiness. They need more from it. And that's what Xbox isn't delivering with all the things that they're restricting and controlling. And yeah.
Another thing is, though, a lot of the games they showed seem to be multi-platform games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of like PlayStation 4 stuff. It's like PlayStation 4 or PC, whereas the Xbox stuff is like, this is multi-platform. It's just like, why are you showing it then? Because it's going to get showed at a later date anyway.
Yeah. If anything, with the Metal Gear one, it's just like, oh, that's how Metal Gear will look on the PlayStation. It's like, that was your first game you released, and it was a PlayStation multi-platform game. It's like, what are you doing? Let's start with Halo. We'll start with, with your Forza or something. It's just like, oh, wow.
So even the big names kind of, everyone was expecting like, was it Battlefield was one of them. Yet another Dead Rising, I think, was another one. Dead Rising, now the budgies are back sort of thing.
Yeah.
Dead Rising Brown Edition.
Dead Rising, we're going to do a Resident Evil.
Well, apparently they flat out said we want to compete with Call of Duty, which makes me want to kick a child.
God.
It's like nobody competes with Call of Duty because you won't win.
That reminds me of when they did a tech demo for Resident Evil 6 back in the day, and the guy introducing the game said, this is the mode that's a bit like Call of Duty, so if you like Call of Duty, you have that in Resident Evil now, and it was where the zombies were shooting at you, and you were like, oh my god, did you just say that?
Do you know what it is? It's like, remember in the 80s when every game was a platform game?
Yeah.
Everybody wanted to be the new Mario. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's just that again.
But Call of Duty's lost massive momentum. It still sells, more than probably any media going. But in terms of actual gameplay afterwards, it's not like it used to be at all.
But when you think of it now, all you think of is the online mode with the obnoxious 7-year-olds who have suddenly found all these naughty words that their alcoholic dad used to beat into them.
Oh, fucking hell.
Wow. There's a lot of hate in that sentence.
And that's the new Kinect game from Microsoft.
Angry Dad. Now with Kinect functionality. Microsoft! Fucking Xbox! Give me a beer! Little prick.
Nice. Alright, that's some great comments there, Jay. So, anything else?
I am actually now curious as to what would happen if you asked Xbox One to get you a beer. But no further comments.
It will cost you £9.99 for a beer character pack. And I'll have to check your sobriety every 24 hours.
It will actually take blood samples from you when you walk into the room. But no, that's all my comments on that, thank you.
Cool. And do you think the actual conference coming out there helped or hindered them?
Oh wait, you're serious? No, I don't think it hindered them overall. It wasn't the strongest showing, and we'll get to PS4, I'm sure, but I think there's a 4-letter word that rhymes with tape that comes to mind.
Nice. All right.
Right.
Yeah.
Even I'm more subtle than that.
And on those ending words from Ryan, we'll start back up with Ryan.
Hello. Allow me to paint you an audible picture. Right. Whilst we would love for the Xbox to have been released with a fanfare, I can honestly say that it wasn't met with much applause. If anything, their original conference left us with a deafening silence. And it occurred to us that all Microsoft cared about was the money. Now, I know that talking about their conference in the past has caused a lot of laughter, but I fear that Microsoft's time may be running out. Also, I love this one. That one's the best. Anyway, I've got to say, considering how much we've been ripping into Microsoft since the beginning of this, the conference was actually, I thought, was quite strong. When you stuff like I want to call it Quantum Leap, although I know it's Quantum Break, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Quantum Break.
Quantum Leap is far superior.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I thought Quantum Break looked really, really good, and I
Yeah.
liked the fact that it was hosted by Max Payne. That everything should be hosted by Max Payne. So, I thought that looked good. That open world racing game that I can't remember the name of because it's a fucking racing game. Even that looked even that looked impressive. Titanfall, like ejecting yourself from a giant mech and then landing on another mech so that you can rip the guy in it out and throw him across a battlefield. Yeah, I'll have that. I'll take that. I thought the Xbox conference was strong. I thought they... Who are we kidding? They didn't save anything, but they made themselves look a little bit better. Despite the fact that they're releasing a £500 brick that asks you to ring up and make sure you're not staying out late, they're never going to save that console. That console is fucked from the beginning. But they showed some promising stuff. I looked at a lot of the games, and I thought a lot of the games looked good. However, I'm not entirely convinced that the head of Microsoft isn't like a 5-year-old whose one half of his face is completely dribbling. And like he sits in a suit with a spinning bow tie, and you go into his office, and he's at his desk perpetually spinning himself round and round in a leather swivel chair. And people say, head of Microsoft, his stocks are down, the PS3's going to absolutely cane us, people are saying the Xbox is going to fail, and he just points to a Kinect in the corner of the room and says, your body is the controller! And if you look in his desk, you expect to see like some really cool like business cards and cigars. It's full of Haribo.
That is an awesome desk, to be fair.
That is an awesome desk, but it's not what you expect from the head of Microsoft. I don't know what they're thinking with that console, or how they think they're going to rectify the situation, but Jesus Christ, somewhere there is a Microsoft executive hanging off the back of a bathroom door with his pants around his ankles and a plastic bag over his head. Because seriously,
Jesus Christ.
Wow.
Because they are doomed. We know that the Xbox One... Actually, no, you know what we don't know? People will still buy the fucking thing out of brand loyalty, but by all rights, the Xbox One is dead on arrival. And quite frankly, despite the fact the E3 conference really showed some impressive stuff, you cannot save that console from hatred. And rightfully so.
Fair enough. I got a question for you then. Do
Go
you
on.
think that, given the backlash they had from the last conference, that if they didn't have that backlash, we would have got the same conference now? They went on record and say it won't be TV, it's all about games. But I'm partly thinking to myself, if they didn't actually make that statement, or if they didn't have the backlash from previous, we still may have had a TV type conference because they would have tried to get away with it.
I don't know, because I think they had plenty to offer. I honestly, part of me does think, yeah, they did pull it back, and part of me thinks they were planning to show that stuff. But at the same time, quite how they thought that initial conference was going to win us over is beyond me. And really, all this stuff about the DRM, all this stuff about the online stuff, that's never actually been brought up by Microsoft. It's been on websites, people have asked them about it, and Microsoft have confirmed it, but none of what we know about the Xbox One was ever mentioned at that first conference or in the Xbox thing at E3. If nobody had asked, they wouldn't have brought it up.
No. That's interesting concept. I mean, 24 hours later removed, they did have there was an interview, full interview you can get online if you search for it, and it does state all this. And yeah, it is a interviewer asking him all these questions about how it all works. So yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
And do you not think if they brought it up, they wouldn't have said it? It would have been a shock to everybody when they bought the console.
Because what I know is that when a console comes out, or when a console's in the process of coming out, you'll get an update. Like on any website. Like any website will say, for example, when Fear 3 or Crisis or anything like that comes out, there'll be an article saying such and such game requires an online pass. Nothing comes out before before anybody knows everything about it. So it would have come out like this. We would have found out sooner or later, and we would have known about it before like the console's release. I'm just glad that we know about it now. I'm just glad that we didn't have to wait so long for that. That nasty information to come out. I'm glad that people pried. I'm glad that there were rumours going around almost to alert us to what could be happening. And I'm glad that before the Xbox One was even presented at E3, people already know what kind of bullshit Microsoft were pulling. So, but yeah, I think, had the rumours not started or had it not been brought up in interviews, Microsoft wouldn't have said anything until they were legally obliged to.
Nice. Good take on it, I suppose. All right. Anything else there?
No, I think that's pretty much it, really.
That was good. Good response from everybody so far. All right, then carrying on down the table, Emma.
Hey,
Hey.
I'm gonna rate it 2 out of 5
Wow. Okay.
because I feel like there's only 2 pros of owning one of those, and one would be the games and exclusive games, and 2 would be streaming to Twitch TV. And the rest is all just completely bogus.
Yeah.
Basically, I'm not impressed.
So they hindered themselves at that conference, in your
Yeah,
eyes.
I think so, yeah. I think they set themselves up with a 360 that they could have made something amazing, and they would have had so many people, so many sales, and they just went to hell with it, in my opinion.
It has been quite shocking to see everything that's gone over the last couple of months.
Yeah.
Like
And
the
there was
feedback and everything.
Yeah, and there was that thing as well that apparently everything they showed was on a PC.
Yeah, to be fair, I mean, to do E3, a lot of companies do that because it's easier, because at the end of the day, you've got thousands of people watching. They want to make sure it runs properly. So although it's kind of streamed through a PC, the architecture's still playing it through the Xbox. It's not like, it's just a form of smoke and mirrors. To be fair, it's just Xbox. You look into it, I bet there's others that have done that before.
I think the biggest controversy about that, though, is the fact that the Xbox and the PS4 run on AMD software, but the PCs that were running them were using all NVIDIA software. So it was kind of, what are you doing there? It's not the right software you're using, at least.
That was brought up as well. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. As I say, there's always going to be a form of smoke and mirrors to any type of business, to any sort of, a big thing like E3. So I can't say that I would ever go against them, because it has been spoken about before. It just, nothing towards the end with that conference helped them. It just felt like, oh, Microsoft's on it again. It's like you go to like a family party and there's that drunk uncle. It's just like, oh, Harry's drunk again. Oh, Harry's, broke the fence, etc., etc. It's like that.
Harry's put jam sandwiches in the tape recorder again.
And the moral of this story is, don't have a relative called Harry at your party.
It is. It's like Harry's got custard cream and washing the windows with him. It's that sort of thing.
That is a sight I want to see.
I'll get you to meet Uncle Harry. It's fine.
Me and William had arranged that he would get a PlayStation 4 and I would get an Xbox One, and it's not going to happen now.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Was it William's idea that you had the Xbox One?
To be fair, like after the conference, I was still pretty confident that I would get one, and we'd have both. But just ever since, I've just been like, no. The only thing I would really love out of that is to stream to Twitch, and that's about it.
Yeah.
But PlayStation 4 will have some sort of, they seem to have this ability now.
Yeah, they stream to Ustream.
Yeah.
See, and I'm already a member on Twitch, and that's what I would prefer. So. It's
creature comforts. It's kind of nailing that license down, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like Microsoft. I mean, to be fair, as a games console, I'm not a fan of Microsoft. Haven't been for a good while now. But as an app console, best thing on the market.
And that's the thing with apps. It's just a matter of time for Twitch and Ustream find themselves on the opposite consoles as well. So.
Yeah,
I hope so.
And then obviously you'll have the variations of PC. I mean, if anything, it's quite funny. You had all the. I remember, because obviously I do a lot of research with the news team on a lot of this stuff. I was trading some forums, and there was a flame war between Nintendo fans, PlayStation fans, and Xbox fans, and they were proper going at it. And then somebody chimed in and went, well, at least we can agree the PC's dead after this. It was like,
what?
Technically, no, because the consoles now follow a PC architecture. So it's just like, if anything, we're going towards more PC than away from it.
I remember seeing a great picture as well of all these kind of, I think it was just a load of people, and their heads were replaced by the logos of various different kind of consoles. Yeah. And there was PS4 and Xbox One having a knife fight while all these PCs clapped them on.
Says it all.
It was very apt.
Very apt. Cool. All right then. So anything else there, Emma?
Well, I have to say that the games all looked really great. Like I thought they were good. So that would be like as I said before, a pro to owning one, I suppose. But I mean, there's nothing I really want, so I'm just not about to go out and buy one to play it for anything. I will miss like playing Halo and stuff, but that's just tough.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see
Don't
that. But
worry.
who knows? Maybe it'll come out on the PC. Who knows?
Don't worry, Microsoft have an offline console. It's called the Xbox 360.
Yeah, I mean, I already have one, so why would I go out and buy another one?
Yeah, and true.
Stick
Most
with-
people, yeah, true. Most people watching the conference would have an Xbox 360 anyway, because
Yeah.
they're watching the Xbox One conference to see the new console.
Yeah,
To be
it's a
fair,
joke. It's a joke.
they're probably
I think-
watching the Xbox 360. They're probably using the Xbox 360 to watch the Xbox One conference.
Yeah, I think it's all about money now. Like they're just doing as much as they can to get as much as they can. That's what I think anyway.
Yeah, it is quite frustrating, really, if you are an Xbox. I wouldn't call them fanboy
Yeah.
because some of them are. There are some nice people out there. I used to be an Xbox fanboy, back in the day, and I can't be bothered with any sort of fanboyism now.
I'm gonna miss like the gaming points and stuff and
Achievement.
stuff. Yeah, achievements and things like that. Like I wasn't really like fond of deciding to go to PlayStation because it's like trophies and it's basically the same thing. And I don't want to have to like play all the games and build all that up again.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. Just no. I was in the shop today actually when William was getting his PlayStation, and he went over to the bank to get money. So I was standing awkwardly at the till, and the guy's like, "So are you gonna play The Last of Us too?" And I was like, "Yeah, I only have an Xbox, so I'll be playing it on his." And he's like, "Oh, are you an Xboxer?" And I was like, "Yeah, I was." And he just looked at me like I kicked him in the stomach. Like, and you know why, buddy? Don't give me that look.
Yeah.
I
I
think
think
he's
that-
sad because I'm not gonna buy a console from his shop.
No, yeah. I think you probably left and he started crying.
No way he's getting that amount of money out of me for that
I know
thing.
the price is pretty extreme as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, we need to touch on that.
Yeah, we can do. We'll wrap up at the end. All right, Vinny.
Hello.
Hello. So your thoughts on Xbox One and Microsoft?
I'm gonna do the parent thing. I'm not angry. I'm just disappointed. Like, I remember watching the PS4 reveal back in February, and I was really underwhelmed. I was like, well, Xbox can wipe the floor with Sony now on their conference, like their reveal. And then that happened, and they might as well have punched a baby on stage. It was that horrific. It was just like a train wreck, really. And then E3 came along, and they showed all these awesome games, but they'd already lost. Like they've got these franchises like Halo and The Witcher, and those are all good, but that's nothing new and surprising because we're expecting that. We're expecting Halo and The Witcher. But then they've got games like Project Spark. That does look awesome. That looks really, really promising. But sadly, I won't play it because I'm definitely going to get a PS4.
So is there anything they could have done in that conference to have swayed you not to?
To not buy a PS4?
Yeah.
I just wish they wouldn't have been so cynical about it. Like, it was that the comment that we've just said here, if you want to play offline, then get an Xbox 360. Then that was such a sassy comment. They might have put their hands on their hip and done that finger wag or something like that. But nah, it was really disappointing to see because after PS3 had such a rocky start and Xbox was definitely my favorite console of the previous generation. Well, this generation that we're still currently in.
Yeah.
Microsoft just got very greedy, and it really you can really tell that they've just gotten greedy.
Yeah, I agree.
I'd say that's right.
I feel like when they're like get an Xbox 360, I feel like that was a dig, kind of like to say,
Yeah.
if you want to stay in the past, stay in the past. We're gonna move on.
Yeah, it was
But-
childish. It was it was a real bitch slap to the fans.
I think they're moving on too far. We're not in a time where we can have internet constantly with no problems at all. Do you know what I mean?
Damn right.
Yeah, unless
damn
you live in
right.
Japan, unless you live in Tokyo, where the internet is faster than, I don't know, Flash.
And that as well. Who wants to waste the electricity keeping it on all the time?
Yeah.
You know?
Well, how it works is you have to check in. So you have to have a point where you will play a game or just sign in just to get an update just within that 24 hours.
Or what
Yeah.
if
If you
you're
want
on
to carry
holiday?
on. If you want to, so basically all it means is if, well, yeah, because you're not going to be using it if you're on holiday. So like if you were to take it with you, no, it wouldn't work on holiday. That's end off. You'll have to leave it at home. Yeah,
Exactly.
the sheer size of it, you wouldn't want to leave it on holiday. You'd have to pay so much fucking baggage for airplanes.
Yeah.
You'd probably think you're bringing on a bomb or something.
Yeah.
It seriously is.
That's ridiculous.
It is.
There will be an update to the.
How it works is you have to check in. So you could remain offline for nearly 24 hours, but you have to come on, quickly check in, and then go back offline again. That's how we seem to think. Nobody's qualifying it completely. They're not saying anything yet.
Yeah, there's this thing I heard like the other day where if you get banned on Xbox, like maybe just for cursing or something, you lose all the licenses to your
That's
games,
mental.
and you have to pay to download them again.
I think they've since rectified that statement. In all fairness, I think they have gone back on that. But
Okay.
yeah, that there was fear of that, but I think they are working on a way around that, which is, I don't know, it's probably the only good thing they've done out of the whole bloody deal.
Yeah.
All right.
was-
So yeah, go on, Karen, Vinny.
Yeah, no, like overall, it was like Ryan said earlier, it was a well-presented conference at E3. They didn't do anything particularly wrong. It was just everything surrounding the console, and it's just
Precisely.
everyone in the audience was sitting there thinking, well, this is good, but you know, you've got all these things you're not talking about, and then you go and rip on the fans and some little snarky, snide comment afterwards as well, and then PS4 comes along and just, you know, becomes the fun guy at the party. You know, you're like a kind of party that's really boring, and then a really fun guy comes along, the party bursts into life.
The
That was
Xbox One is
PS4 and
standing in the
Sony.
kitchen,
Huh?
and the Xbox One is standing in the kitchen going, well,
Whoa,
I'm
whoa,
fun
whoa,
as well.
whoa! Go to a party, all the good stuff happens in the kitchen,
With the
Straight
Xbox
up.
One?
not with Xbox One.
There
One
we
thing in the
go.
kitchen.
He's not in the kitchen, he's in the living room because he's got to be constantly connected.
Boom.
Boom. Okay, that's cool then. So anything else there, Vinny? Some good comments?
No. That pretty much sums up my thoughts on Xbox, Microsoft.
So would you say that E3 conference helped or hindered?
Hindered. It
Yeah.
they'd already kind of sealed their fate. They could have really taken us all by surprise at their reveal. That was actually their time. Like everyone thought that E3 will be the time to kind of win everyone over, but no, they had already changed set everyone's opinions in stone, because it's always about the first impressions, and they made a bad first impression.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Could they rectify it simply by releasing an offline and online console? I know that sounds daft, but because me personally, the online thing wouldn't throw me around the bend because mine's always connected to the Ethernet cable into my box.
Yeah.
It's how it is. I like to be online when I'm on the Xbox. I just do. I like to have my friends there. I like to be online. If my achievements update, I'd like to be online. This is where it didn't ever really do anything bad for me. But I can understand the level of control and how it would annoy those that can't.
I don't think it's even that. Like, they have a really good looking console. Like, it looks very powerful. Some of the games for it look fantastic, and it's not even like whether they release an online or an offline one. I just think they need to admit that they've messed up, which they're not going to. So that's
Open question to everyone then. I think maybe an offline online console may be one way to go. Open question, you just kind of chime in when you like. What can they do to rectify this?
Bring out an offline game, or not game, an offline console, because nobody has the time to just check in every single day, and nobody's at home every single day to do that either.
Be able to buy pre-owned games without paying an extra charge.
So a lot of stuff we have heard. Anybody else?
Not take quite such an elitist attitude toward what is supposed to be an entertainment console.
Disband Xbox Gold.
Fair enough. Okay, so anybody else, or are we good to carry on?
I'm good.
I'm good. I'm good.
Can I just say though, I'm watching the Ibis advert with the bunnies in the hotel room, and it's made everything better.
Sorry, my last rant really brought the mood down, and I apologise.
No, it's fine. No, it's fine.
It needed to be said, but on the other hand, bunnies!
Okay, well, great responses from everybody there. So yeah, let's take on the Sony conference then. They finally showed off the look of the PS4, which, to be fair, could be best described as a PlayStation 4 that's been sat on. But if we had to be more technical, we could say it's a mix of PS2 and PS3 in design. On games this time, though, they went with Kingdom Hearts 3, Final Fantasy 15, Infamous Second Son, Killzone Shadowfall, The Order, even had a rendition of Mad Max the game, and even closed their show announcing the console will be priced at £350. So where Microsoft were up in the extremes at $430, we had Sony down at $350. To applause, actually, everyone went mad for that one, didn't they?
And the non-DRM.
I was about to say, and goes without saying, where Microsoft also ignored any sort of questions relating to the press statements or backlash on DRM, backwards compatibility, or various other controversial decisions they've made as of late. Sony simply jumped in at the end and said, minus a now paid online service, we will allow you to share your games with friends, we will allow you to rent, we will allow you to part exchange, we will support all used games without imposing restrictions.
You shall go to the ball!
We will allow indie developers. We will allow indie developers to self-publish. You don't need to check in every 24 hours with your ex-girlfriend. And taking all that into consideration, then your thoughts, feelings, and rating on how Sony did. Toby.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I didn't mind that.
What?
Wow.
Did Toby just get sucked into another dimension?
I think Microsoft had just eliminated him.
That's the connect, it's become self-aware.
No, yeah, I didn't mind it. I thought it was alright. The Sony one definitely pulled me more towards the PlayStation and next.
Is that echoing, or is that just me?
So,
I think it's deja vu.
It's by himself.
Toby, you're echoing.
Man, I don't know what's going on. Hang on.
Maybe he's got a twin, they're both speaking at the same time.
Oh my god, two are Toby.
Right, what about now?
Nope, still an echo.
What's an echo before? I've not done it before here.
It's like doing the podcast in a cave, it's fantastic.
It's awesome. Can you?
I don't like it. I want to hear it.
Oh, we can't hear it. That's the worst. Toby, it's amazing.
Turn your mic on and then turn it off again.
Okay, hang on.
Or it could be that you can hear, like, your mic is coming out through the speakers, so what you're saying is coming through to us, coming back out of your speakers and being fed through the mic in a continual loop. Oh god, I've gone cross-eyed.
Someone else, and I'll come back.
I couldn't get a word of that.
I feel like I'm on an acid trip.
I'm loving it. Is he left?
I am going to enjoy.
Oh, that was awesome.
Oh god, the walls are melting.
I don't know what anyone else heard, but I heard I am going to be a Tory.
You're going to be a Tory.
I heard rejoice.
There you go.
He missed the opportunity there to just say, you shall take 2 of each animal, no more, no less, and place them on a wooden arm. Fuck.
So taking this all into consideration, your thoughts, feelings, and rating on how you think Sony did, Toby.
So I thought, Sony, they did a lot better than Xbox. If I was to be swayed by the two, it'd definitely be the old PS4. I thought it looked alright as well. It kind of looked similar to the previous iteration, if that's the word. But
The other Sony conference, you mean?
Yeah, the Sony conference I thought was a lot better. The games that were announced as well were more my team. Yeah, in general, I thought they did alright.
Was there any standout moments or moments you weren't too happy with?
Not particularly, no. I watched clip. Can't say I watched the whole thing, but I watched it. So I didn't watch it as a concurrent thing. But yeah, it was more of a winner than Xbox. Although it seemed like every now and again, like with the things that you mentioned at the beginning. They must have. Okay, sorry. Yeah, with the 24-hour signing, they're not having that, and the trading games and whatnot.
Did you see? You said you saw snippets and things like that. Did you see at the end where they kind of made that bold statement about, well, everything that the Xbox One does, we has imposed on you. We don't have any of that.
I think bold statement is one way to put it.
Well, it was, wasn't it? Really.
I didn't see that.
Bold statement, stiff middle finger up, same thing.
It was rather interesting. Yeah, go on.
No, I don't know what I was going to say. That's it. That's me. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, no worries. Okay, Ryan.
Hello
Thoughts, feelings on Sony's conference?
Other than Final Fantasy 15 and Kingdom Hearts, very good. No, that was needless. Sorry, I didn't mean that. Seriously, no. Fuck Final Fantasy. There was loads. I made a number of notes. I wrote down because I was gonna do my own little bit on it for the site. But having a look at it, there's so many games that stood out. Like even there were some that didn't even get enough. There were some that didn't get enough recognition, like Rain. I don't know if anybody saw the very brief, 5 seconds of footage they showed for Rain, but that looks absolutely wonderful. Gran Turismo, that's a racing game, that doesn't count. What else was there? There was this really weird-looking one called Doki Doki Universe, which looked really bizarre, absolutely bizarre. Again, they didn't show quite enough footage of that. I've got to say, Beyond Two Souls looks like a fantastic movie. I just wish there wasn't so much gameplay in there. Seriously, when will David Cage just admit that he's only making games because his scripts aren't good enough to be filmed? When will he just admit that? Oh, come on. Has anybody played Fahrenheit?
Yeah.
Oh, no. I've murdered a man in a bathroom and I don't know why. The reason? The internet is a person!
Xbox One told him to do it.
Yeah, it's the worst. However, there's one that looked awesome. Did anyone see the trailer for The Order?
Yeah.
Yes.
The Order 1886.
Yeah.
Did anyone else watch that fully expecting to see Benedict Cumberbatch shoot a werewolf or something?
I was expecting Robert Downey.
That looks so goddamn cool. I squealed with delight at the end of that, and I stamped the floor and went, yes! Yes! Really, I thought that looked fantastic.
Is it me, or is that actually a take on an old PlayStation type game that's kind of like the same thing that had werewolves in it in graveyards?
Nightmare Creatures.
That's the one.
Nightmare Creatures.
It had that vibe to it, didn't it?
Absolutely, and Nightmare Creatures wasn't a great game, but even as a kid, I always dug the idea. Victorian London running around hacking the shit out of zombies and werewolves, and looking at the presentation of that alone makes me think this is what Nightmare Creatures should have been, and this really could be the one that does it justice. I think, really, outside of that, in terms of the games, there wasn't that much in the Sony conference that blew me away. However, the way they've gone around the console, absolutely spot on. The pricing, the design, the pads, the compatibility with Vita instead of this bullshit smart glass stuff that nobody's going to talk about. A very, very strong console and some very, very strong games.
And what do you feel about them taking now into consideration the indie life that you've always strived and made point of? Because you love your indie scene, don't you? And now they'll actually allow people to self-publish.
Yeah,
taking that away.
That was incredibly encouraging as well. I mean, Sony have been praised before because of the way they've handled indie development, and rightfully so. They might have a little way to go because I know Nintendo are going to be doing the same, and Nintendo would benefit from a lot of indie support with the lackluster sales of the Wii U. But Sony have always treated indie very well. I think their support of indies is only going to get better, and I think they're wising up to how important indies are, and they are very, very important.
Mm.
So, no, that was fantastic. When I heard that indies would be able to self-publish, I thought, yes, this is a company that knows what they're doing. I think.
I mean,
though,
maybe you'll agree with me, maybe you won't, but this is kind of my point of view on it. The indie games they showed didn't feel that strong.
Which, do you know what? I can't remember what the indie games were. I know that they showed.
There were 8 in total.
Yes, no, I do remember them. There was Mercenary Kings. I'm really looking forward to Mercenary Kings. I thought a lot of them looked really good, you know. Some of them did look a bit pants, but I thought some of them
I'm
were
not
really
saying any of
good.
them looked pants. I think they were really safe. There wasn't anything, compelling. I didn't see like a journey in there or, any
No,
of their sort of. I just think that because in the lineup they have, they could have gone with a bit more on the indie side. The fact that they had it there, I mean, to my knowledge, Microsoft didn't acknowledge indie, did they?
don't forget though, indie developers would have had a much more limited access to the hardware than any of the other developers would have done, because they're not as well known. So it would only make sense that the games they release are perhaps a little bit, shall we say, unconfident, a little less confident, because these are indie developers. They don't have access to massive technology, and when they throw this whole new architecture their way, naturally they're going to spend most of their time experimenting with it before they make anything particularly elaborate with it.
Yeah.
So you can't really blame some of these indie developers for playing it safe.
No.
Having said that, Jonathan Blow's The Witness. I mean, I don't know if anybody played Braid. If you didn't, I mean, everybody's bloody played Braid. Who am I kidding? But I think The Witness looks stunning. That's an indie one that's really worth looking into. It's a beautiful looking game. The music as well, if the trailers are anything to go by, is going to be absolutely gorgeous. So that's one indie game that I'm really looking forward to. But you could argue that a lot of the indie games with Sony were playing it a little bit safe, but at the same time, you can't necessarily blame them either.
No, I don't. I'll give you that one. I mean, in the fact that they're indies and that they're obviously going up against, well, not up against, but they're online, with the big wigs. And at one time there wasn't even a thing for indie.
Yeah.
I just feel that they could have pushed the boat a bit more. It wouldn't have wouldn't have gone against them to do that.
I think, to be honest, that kind of sums up the Sony conference as a whole. Don't get me wrong, I think, as far as the console race goes, Sony have flat out won it. No contest, whatever. But that presentation was just a little bit too safe to raise any major excitement. There wasn't enough, massively explosive announcements, and at this point, it could even, having looked at how much we have to talk about regarding the Xbox One, some controversy wouldn't even have gone on this. Some bad decisions just to make things a little bit less than.
Well, they did bring in. They have imposed that you now have to pay for a subscription, online subscription model.
When that's the most controversial
it's not
thing
even,
they're doing.
Yeah, but that's not even that much. It's how much was it, William? £7?
What is it?
How much
£7?
Something like how much is it a month, William?
PS Plus. It's around a £5.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, that's nothing. That's nothing.
And you're getting games with that and unlimited offers and stuff. I mean, William's loving that fact at the moment.
I was on PS Plus today. There was around 5 free Vita games and about 3 or 4 free PS3 games.
Oh, why didn't I buy a Vita? I bought a 3DS this week. I was deciding between that and a Vita. Should have got a Vita. Oh well.
No harm, no foul. Both good handhelds there.
Yeah, they are. I love the 3DS. Don't get me wrong.
I have a Pikachu 3DS.
I nearly got the Fire Emblem one, but I went into game and they were like, "Nah, we've sold out."
You know the little cameras on the back?
Oh god, they're little ears, aren't they?
No, they're like nipples on Pikachu.
Little Pikachu nipples.
Wow.
That's what they look like.
I've never described them as nipples.
Gaming Rig podcast, everybody. Thank you for joining us. As we watch Pokemon porn. Who's next with this question? I want to forget that I ever brought this up.
Okay, fair enough then. Right, okay, we are moving on to Vinny. What were your thoughts on Sony?
Yeah, they did impress me. They had a very good, solid presentation. They had a lot to do to impress me after their reveal in February because I was feeling pretty indifferent. because they didn't show anything that would excite people, but they gave a really good, solid presentation that wasn't just, they showed impressive games and impressive tech and all the specs of their console and whatnot. They entertained us as well. Everyone walked away from it feeling quite happy with what they saw, and they were really happy to be there as well, and they're happy with the console that they're bringing out. Like some of the games, like the Order 1886, the trailer, that looks cool. I'm excited about seeing that game.
Yeah, and did you think that there's anything that really stood out for you, or there's anything they could have done better?
Obviously, the end, when they just talked about all this. Well, there's no restrictions on sharing games and things like that. I got up off my chair, and this was about 3:30 in the morning. I ran around the house, waking everyone up because I was so happy about it. It was like when Charlie Bucket wins the golden ticket to the chocolate factory. It was, but without the Peter Griffin falling over and then doing the
yeah.
But
that's what Xbox was doing after they saw that bit.
Yeah, it's
You're listening to The Gaming Rig, an unbiased podcast.
I had to do something happy now after my really dreary rant about Microsoft. But yeah, everything about it was just really positive. I mean, I'm a bit miffed about the subscription fees to go online now. I thought that would have really, really sold the console to me. I mean, it's not the worst thing.
Paid subscription, you mean?
Yeah, paid subscription for PS Plus that you have to have PS Plus to go and do online gaming, things like that. Which isn't the worst thing in the world. That's the only negative I could point out. But yeah, it's just they didn't make mistakes that Microsoft made, so that's what really saved them. It was just Microsoft had such a huge cock up. It was hard for Sony to do worse than that.
Yeah.
Unless they showed Pikachu Rule 34, but there's a childish snigger.
Oh, nice. Okay, that's cool. All right. So anything else there? I mean, that was a good response.
Oh, I'm very, very happy with what they're doing with the indie games. I think that's really positive. Look, getting different creative people with a different kind of view away from those big budget AAA games.
And letting them having the freedom to self-publish as well, yeah?
Yeah. That's just another thing where Sony just looks like a really happy place, where Microsoft looks like sounds like a slave ship. I bet Sony's office have like a ball pit where everyone goes at lunchtimes and has a lot of fun.
Nice. We will never know. We will never get inside access, I'm afraid. Maybe one day. Maybe one day, and then we'll probably not get back out, so that'll be the end of the gaming rig.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, that's some good responses. Moving on to William then. Your thoughts on Sony?
I think it was great. I was convinced before the whole thing kicked off with them that they were going to go with DRM. I thought, like, all consoles except for the Nintendo Wii U were going to do it, and I wasn't expecting it. And right at the end, it was like, no DRM, and I was like, what? I was really surprised that they didn't go with it, and the pricing was very good, and a lot of the games they showed were pretty good. The Order looks amazing. The Dark Sorcerer, that looks good, but I'm not sure what it is.
So far, I think it's just a tech demo, really.
Yeah, it looks that way.
Yeah.
It wasn't like I thought it was going to be. I thought we were in for a serious trailer.
Yeah, then
And when it kind of cut out to green screen, I was laughing.
it was quite good.
It didn't look like a good serious game, but then they did the funny thing.
Yeah. Didn't see that one coming.
Of course, the indie stuff is great, but I think Nintendo's blew them out of the water with that. What else? Yeah, I think that's pretty much sums it up for me. Like, I liked all the games they showed. I loved the pricing and the DRM stuff, and the indies looked great. And the console looked much better, I thought, because it looks smaller than the Xbox One and thinner. That just seems better for me in this day and age to have smaller consoles than big chunky things. Yeah.
That's fine. So, I mean, is there anything they could have done differently, or do you think they nailed it with what they gave us?
I think they played it safe, and I think Ryan's right. They maybe should have just pushed themselves out there a little bit more and tried to be a bit more controversial and try and just push things that they usually wouldn't because they've already got it won. Just pushing extra stuff wouldn't be necessarily bad, just to try and get something else out there, something different. And I think introducing the PS Plus thing is actually good for them because it shows that PS Plus is very good. You can get free games, literally. So if you're paying to play online, you're getting free games on top of that. So you're not exactly losing a lot of money when you think of it.
Or if you do pay for them, they're never that expensive anyway, are they? Because they're always on sales, a bit like Steam.
Yeah, they have heavy discounts if you're a PS Plus member.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine. All right then. On to Emma then.
Well,
Sony conference.
I didn't really get to see this much because I cut off, but judging from the reactions of people on Twitter, that they probably kicked ass, like, and William's reaction says it all too.
You did get quite excited, but you got to think most of them are up till 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning covering all this E3 stuff. So I think we were all on coffee and tiredness and sleeping pills.
A lot of porridge
to watch it.
You did stay up.
Yeah, I stayed up to watch it, and it must have been my internet cut out and stuff.
Oh,
so this is another reason why I won't be getting an Xbox One.
You don't trust your internet?
No, I don't.
That's
so
fair.
I think PlayStation just beat the crap out of Xbox this year.
It does seem like this Sony was the strongest console. I know people may view this as we're being quite biased towards Sony and not so much preference, but what you've got to think about really is it's a bit hard to explain. It's not we're being biased. We're going on a lot of facts and figures and what we're being told, and Microsoft aren't helping themselves with how they're presenting it. You would agree on that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, definitely.
So,
I think really though, whenever a new console comes out, you've got to gauge popular opinion, and not that I'm saying that we're just saying whatever, we're just agreeing with everyone else, but the fact is, Microsoft need to be called out on this, and the common consensus is that they do, and really that's all we're doing. We believe that, and we're saying that. It's a very common opinion, so they could have saved themselves. They just haven't done themselves any favors.
No, fair enough. All right then. Anything else then, Emma?
Well, I haven't really got much to contribute about that.
Okay.
If I was to get one of them, it would definitely be PlayStation.
Out of the two, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And Jay?
If I was to give PS4 showing a score, it would probably be 4 out of 5. I think it was a lot stronger, I say, because I haven't seen as much of the Xbox stuff. I was actually, the big thing for me this year was Nintendo. It was the thing I was looking forward to. I actually watched the majority of the PS3 stuff with some friends while we were waiting for a decent stream for the Nintendo Direct. But what I saw, I was quite impressed with. At the end of the day, E3 is a big thing. It's the video game show that people look forward to. It's the Oscars, it's the BAFTAs, it's the whatever of the game. Of the gaming community.
Yeah.
I think the PlayStation, Sony, they came out, they treated it like it was supposed to be treated, where it seemed that Xbox were a little less
humble.
Yeah, exactly. They didn't. It's not so much that as it's they didn't seem to think it was a big thing. They Xbox are happy to go on the strength of the brand, whereas PSV, I think, they looked a bit more in depth. I mean, there was a lot of really good showings for the games. The ones that I personally was very excited for. I am actually quite looking forward to Kingdom Hearts and Final Fantasy.
Okay.
I'm really looking forward to Realm Reborn. So the whole kind of thing with FF 13 or 14 Versus was the original code name, and then it kind of melted into FF 15.
Yeah.
Me and my friends watched that. There was a little cheer that went up. Infamous Second Son. I think that kind of goes without saying that I really love the Infamous games themselves. To see them continued in such a way like this, I think I'm quite looking forward to. One of the ones that surprised me that I didn't actually know anything about, which is actually one of the titles that I'm most looking forward to now is Destiny.
Right.
Yeah.
But that
Um,
again's multi-platform.
It is. I say that I only really saw the PS4 one myself, but I'm just going by the fact that I saw it on the PS4 kind of demo.
Yeah.
Destiny on its own, maybe we can talk about the games that are multi-platform on their own rights, but Destiny looks fantastic. I mean, I'm an MMO player, and the idea of playing like this first-person shooting MMO player, you can do raid bosses with dozens of other people who just drop themselves in, looks fantastic.
Yeah.
And there was the trailer, I think, for, was it Mad Max as well?
Yeah.
The one that everyone looked at it and they went, is that Fallout? And then, of course, it came up. I went, yeah, Mad Max. Going back to the previous point, indie games, I really appreciate what PS4 are doing here because it seems like they are actually nurturing the next generation of games developers, not just the big boys, the ones who will come out of the woodwork and be the next, the next Naughty Dog, the next, whatever, the next EA when they actually do something half decent. Another thing that was really exciting for me for the PS4 showing was the whole idea of Oddworld. I don't know who else played Oddworld. Loved it. If we're getting, even if it's just Oddworld in HD again, there is going to be a big thing for it. People are going to love it if it's the same as it was before. We all want to see Abe exploding people again in glorious HD.
That's going to be awesome. I grew up on that game. I grew up on that game. I grew up on that game. I grew up on Oddworld. I grew up on games like Siphon Filter, Croc.
Siphon Filter!
I grew up on games Croc, Nightmare Creatures. Those were my sort of things I grew up on.
Yeah, so just based on that reaction alone, the world is demanding games like Oddworld again. We don't want rehashes of the games we didn't care for. We want the ones that are close to our hearts.
The golden era.
The best thing Xbox Live did for me personally was do my Banjo-Kazooie games back in HD. I loved those games. They were so much fun.
I have to say, the whole kind of Banjo-Kazooie thing, I always have been mostly a Nintendo gamer. I am still butthurt at Rare. I don't think I will ever not be butthurt at Rare for leaving us and leaving us without our games. But that's another
bad day that was.
That's another point entirely. I'll end my kind of thing on it is I'd have to say, PlayStation's little snide segment there. This is how you share games. Gives it to somebody else. Congratulations, you shared a game.
Yeah, that was brilliant.
Yeah, it was aimed, the point was there, everyone saw it, everyone just laughed at how it was aimed directly at the heart of the other company who made their showing, and I think it just kind of topped it off. Like I say, it was a good showing, it was lively, it was fun, it was what you expect from an E3 big game conference. 4 out of 5.
That's cool. Well, that's a great answer. Very game focused, which was nice. So, just a mini question to you then. Did you see both conferences?
I saw more of the PlayStation 4 than the Xbox one.
Which would you say are the ones you probably read up on it? And if not, everybody head over to the A3 section on our website, TheGamingRigUK. Generally speaking, which one would you say was the stronger lineup of games? Because to me, it seems like a mixed vote.
Definitely. I mean, the thing is with both of them, they go a lot on the strength of their main brands, and there's a lot of fanboy value, or fangirl, should I say, as well, value in some of the titles. Like I said, Final Fantasy and Kingdom Hearts to me, they gave me, kind of a little cheer from it because they're the brands that I enjoy playing. Same with a lot of other people on a lot of the Xbox ones as well. I personally would say that PS4 has the strongest upcoming with that. I believe the Order was mentioned. That does look really, really good. Infamous, again, and even the unknown ones, that, like I say, Destiny, for example, that's because I saw it on PS4, I've associated it with PS4. It's a game that I knew nothing about, and now I'm looking forward to playing it on the PS4, so I have to go with Sony on this side.
Okay, that's fine. All right then, anything else there?
I would have to say Elder Scrolls Online. That's an MMO going on the PS4. That's quite a big thing to do. I would say, like putting a full-scale MMO on a console. It's. I don't think it's been done before, and it's going to be. It's make or
Unless you
break.
Star Online on the Dreamcast.
I've never played that.
That was my first console, so that's a long time ago.
It's crazy to think. I was having a discussion with somebody the other day about various stations. I'm hopefully trying to get fan reviews out there. And he was asking if he could review a retro title, and then he said Metal Gear 1. To think Metal Gear Solid 1 is now defined as retro.
Wow.
Do you see what I'm saying? Well, for me, a retro would be things like Alex the Kid or something,
Yeah.
you know, or maybe the
Sonic and
original Super
Tails.
Mario.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, Sonic and Knuckles or something. To
Oh
think
my
that's how
god.
people are defining it now. 'Cause he was a younger fan anyway, but
Oh,
yeah,
bless him.
so bless him. You're listening now, bless him. Right, okay. So great thoughts there, everybody. Moving on to the Nintendo, we'll do this one, and then we'll kind of come to a close. I think they're the three main ones. I mean, obviously Ubisoft and EA, and there's variations of news out afterwards. Head over to the website for that. So we've got the E3 section up and running at the moment, adding to it every day. So do head up for more information. But to kind of wrap up the podcast, then we'll end on Nintendo. Although they didn't have a traditional conference in the view as in PlayStation 4 and Xbox, they still went on a video feed via Nintendo Direct, debut a host of games: Super Smash Bros. Wii and 3DS, Super Mario 3D World, Wonderful 101, Bayonetta 2, X, the working title, Mario Kart 8, Donkey Kong Country, and finally, The Legend of Zelda: A Link Between Worlds. So, I guess take something at random. I think we'll go with Toby. He's our resident Nintendo guy, bless him. What do you think to Nintendo Direct?
Yeah, I gave it a little 3, a 3 out of 5. Mainly because I thought it was good. The way they did it, Nintendo Directly, as in not having a big conference, I think it's a bit of a plus and a minus. 'Cause, I mean, it is direct and you can just stream it and watch it, and it's nice that way. But I think without having the as much of a big stage and the press, that people are still not going to know what it is, and it's still going to struggle. But regarding the stuff that was announced, I was happy with everything that was announced. Although there was a lot of kind of too familiar for me to warrant it more than a 3. Because I was expecting maybe a new Metroid or
Yeah.
Star Fox, something that, because also we knew for a while that Smash Bros. Was going to be announced. We also knew Mario Kart would be announced, and we also knew the new 3D Mario would be announced, which I also expected to be not Super Mario 3D Land on 3DS plus 1, which is what it basically is. But it does look pretty good. So that does look. The cat sold it for me, I'm afraid. When I saw it
Yes.
turned into a cat,
Yes,
was-
the cat.
that was it. I was gone.
I really wonder if you get the cat hat and then you get a star, do you become like a Mario version of the Nyan cat?
No.
Yeah.
But when Mario gets the cat, he goes.
And he runs
"Meow,
on
meow."
all fours. Yeah. He literally runs like a cat. I love it.
I know.
But
I
it
saw
wasn't
that
like-
and I squealed with delight when I saw that. It's like, I love Mario and I love cats. Put the two together. Mario's a cat!
So your general
Yeah.
consensus there, Toby, is you enjoyed it, but it was safe again.
Yeah, it wasn't. There wasn't a new title in there, like a new surprise, as it were. Although there's but as we were speaking of indie titles before, there is quite a fair few on the old. I think Nintendo has been one of the a really strong contender for pretty much a lot of indie titles as well, because they accept quite a lot of things on the console that you won't find on like another kind of home console, as it were.
Yes.
But there's yeah, the Wonderful 101 is definitely my top title. That and Wonderful 101 and actually Donkey Kong Country I wasn't expecting. I didn't expect that to be Retro's hidden little game, because we knew they were planning something, but I think most people expected another Metroid. But I didn't expect another Donkey Kong. So I thought they'd kind of revive it, and they'd done with it. But that can be a good thing, because it's more of the as long as it sticks to the same kind of difficulty level, I think that will be good, because that was tough.
Cool. So that's a fair assumption. Is Nintendo do play the safe boat a lot of times. So and that definitely was showing
I'm not
at
saying they
this
play it a lot.
E3.
I'm not saying they played it safe card a lot of times. I think that this year they have relied a lot on their most loved franchises.
I mean, it was nice for them to have a presence completely, considering all they were going to do originally was just have them at Best Buys in America. So, like, you could go and play the games. The fact that they did release this video was a nice touch, and people did tune in. So, fair play on them.
Yeah, they did look
Because they still have a fan base,
afterwards.
even though you could argue they're the most weakest next-gen console, even to Xbox, believe it or not. I mean, Xbox, regardless of whether you hate it or love it, is still being talked about.
Yeah.
It's still nice
That's
for
where
them
the
to be there.
The strongest really come into play, though, really, isn't it? It's all,
Well, yeah, maybe the Wii U can sneak in, behind the door, so to speak.
I mean, it's clearly not the most powerful, but I mean but if we're talking about strongest and weakest in terms of power, then yeah, it is the
Well,
weakest.
saying that, it can do 1080p,
think-
so it can do 1080p games, so it is still,
yeah,
a
that's
fairly
what
powerful
I think
piece of kit.
Mario Kart 8's going to run in 1080p.
Yeah.
That looks actually pretty cool.
Yeah, it did.
I like the idea of them sticking to the walls on the side.
Cool. All right, that's fine then. So quickly to
Yep.
Emma.
I didn't see this one too.
Okay, that's fine.
But I mean, what I did see was something along the lines of Mario, Link, and Kirby on a balance board. I don't know.
That was
I don't know
hilarious. That was a really good video.
I'm not sure what it is I saw, but I'm totally excited about A Link Between Worlds. Like, just like, because that's meant to be the map from A Link to the Past, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the same world, isn't it? Set in the
Yeah.
same area.
And that is my all-time favorite Zelda game ever. So
Yes.
that's my
going to be a tough
childhood
one
game.
for them, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm excited, like totally excited about that. And I'm not sure if they said anything about Pokemon, but I'm really excited for X and Y.
They
Yeah.
did. They really
Yeah. Totally excited about those, and Mario games. I like Mario games,
Cool.
so I'm all up.
So all in all, the ones you did see and the stuff you read afterwards, you were quite happy with them.
Mhm.
Do you think they played it safe as well then, like Toby?
Yeah, I don't know why they didn't go all out though. But yeah, it's alright.
All right, Jay, you're up. You said you quite anticipated the Nintendo conference. So did it live up to the hype for you?
Yes, on a couple of levels. You might have to edit some of this out because I have a lot to say on Nintendo, much like Toby actually. First, I mean, the first point, the whole thing where they didn't really do a Nintendo Direct, an E3 thing, it was that Nintendo Direct. At first, it felt a bit kind of snooty in a way. It's kind of like, we are Nintendo, we don't need to do that. But I think they made up for it in a lot of different ways. Mario, the 3D Mario, love the look of that, little Nyan cat sort of thing. Although, did anyone else watch about kind of 10 seconds into it and think, is this the new Mario Party?
Yeah.
Where they had all the characters lined up, I was like, oh god, it's new Mario Party.
Yeah.
The new Mario Kart game is very much a case of, if it's not broke, don't fix it, put a hang glider on it and slap it onto a console. So I was a bit under-impressed with that. Link Between Worlds, like Em said, I'm really, really looking forward to that. It looks like they've taken a couple of really innovative new kind of features towards that. I wasn't actually aware that it was called Link Between Worlds until I saw like the virtual tour, and I saw like in the background there was a poster of Link in his kind of from what I've seen in the trailer, he turns in some form of kind of painting form.
Yeah.
That's where the first time I saw the name Link Between Worlds. I don't know if they've actually announced it in any of the.
Yeah, they didn't really make a big deal of the name, did they? I would have thought they would have kind of, because they hadn't announced it before then, and then suddenly it was just that was it. Like, there you go.
And then it's just things. So I don't know if they have actually officially confirmed that it is called that. I'm not sure if any of you guys do, but it certainly seems to be a working title that everyone is aware of. I don't know if anyone's brought it up yet either, but I'm really looking forward to the Wind Waker in HD.
Oh yeah.
I love the Wind Waker. I love seeing Link's little eyes kind of focus on various things, kind of chasing pigs around the new islands, and to have it again and prettier this time is something I'm very much looking forward to. Same with kind of Bayonetta in the same way as well. There's an awful lot of things where people go, well, yeah, it's just Devil May Cry but with more tits, but
Bayonetta has the best combat system of any fighting game ever.
Which is basically flash as much as possible.
Not that, just the way the combat actually works, like the system, the combos, like no other game has a fighting system as complex and as deep and as smooth as Bayonetta. I just cannot wait for Bayonetta 2.
I have to agree with that. I was really looking forward to it when I saw the demo for it. I mean, I don't even care that she now has kind of, short hair, which a lot of people seem to be, for some reason, raging at. Kind of, it's not the same. It's fine.
Oh, get over it.
Bayonetta is Bayonetta, and I was actually a little bit disappointed. So going on to Super Smash Bros., which is my big Brawl, is one of my all-time favourites. When they originally announced that it was going to be a Capcom character, I hoped with all my heart it was Bayonetta, because they said, because obviously Bayonetta 2 is going to be Wii U
Bayonetta's not
exclusive.
Capcom, though.
Isn't she?
No, she's Platinum.
Yeah, Platinum Games.
Do we think if that's the case, there may still possibly be the slightest sliver of opportunity that she'll
Do
be
you
in
know
Smash?
what? Yeah, because Bayonetta 2 is actually being published by Nintendo.
I think the main problem with it was they said that they will never have a kind of firearms as such in a Smash Brothers game. Of course, we all know that Solid Snake was reduced to using just explosives and was a bit unbalanced because of that.
Bayonetta, she has guns, but they're very rarely used in the game. They
She
could
has swords
easily,
and stuff as
they
well,
could
doesn't she?
They could easily put her in Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
To be honest, if they've managed to put a flipping Wii Fit trainer, I think they can put anything in.
What I
Yeah.
think is
I
that
did not see that one coming.
what I think is that Smash Brothers is kind of cartoon violence, whereas Bayonetta is a woman who stamps people into bloody gibs and gets naked as part of her combos. Don't know if that'd go into Smash Brothers very well.
Well, if we can have Snake in it with all of his emotional repression issues, then we can get Bayonetta in.
Yeah, I mean, should be subjected to a lot of censorship, but I don't see why they couldn't somehow find a way to stick her into Smash Brothers. God knows they put every other bloody Nintendo property into it.
But my final thing has to be Smash Bros. I say Brawl was one of my all-time favourites. I was really looking forward to hearing more about Smash. I was a bit disappointed with some of the choices, of course, to do with the new characters, other than Mega Man, which was on my wish list for a very, very long time. I mean, a question to everybody: who were people hoping for? I personally really wanted to see some showing for Wolf Link and Midna from Twilight Princess.
Yeah.
I mean, was there something in particular that anyone else was hoping for this?
To be honest, like Smash Brothers is one of those give or take kind of things. I don't go mad for it. I just I will play it and I will enjoy it, but I will never get absolutely obsessed with Smash Brothers.
I mean, I can understand the appeal, and I can understand its fan following. So the fact that you've got another one, I won't lie, I haven't done Nintendo really since the days of the old N64. But it's just like I get the appeal, and I get the just how people were really happy. The fact that it was released, it must have made you guys really happy at that. Obviously, not so much you to Ryan, to more towards Toby and Jay.
Yeah.
But yeah, with Smash Brothers, the kind of the cross compatibility between the two of them, the stages, like there was a Spirit Tracks level. There's I believe the Wii U showing had a show for Arena Ferox, which is an area of the new Fire Emblem game.
Yeah.
Really looking forward to Mega Man. Yeah, really looking forward to Mega Man. Villager, really don't care too much. He's another Twee character in the same vein as Ice Climbers. The Wii U trainer was, after a bit of disappointment, the only good thing that I think I got from that was the whole kind of slogan that surrounds her, kind of like talk shit, get fit sort of thing. And all the various things of her kind of being a mad psychopath now, like, your ideal heart rate is 0.
Yeah.
Did you see the trailer they released for the one that Emma was talking about a minute ago, where they're all Bowser, Mario, and Link?
What was that about? Yeah, how could Link not hold the tree position? He was raised by a tree.
Oh my God. That was really, I love that video. I thought it was really good.
But yeah, Nintendo overall, 4 out of 5. For me, Nintendo were always the fun company, and it looks like they're set to do so. The Wii U itself is kind of disappointing in sales. It feels more like the Wii Point 5 as opposed to a brand new generation of console. But that's because I think they've been let down in a large part by the games that they have or have not released. And if these all live up to expectations, then we can see the Wii U going a bit higher in everybody's estimation.
I can see that. It's going to be interesting now, considering everybody seemed to think that we was kind of out the question. It was all going to be on PS and Microsoft. Even though in a way maybe it will be. It'll be interesting to see how the end of the year turns out now. Unless Microsoft come back with another statement saying, all that stuff we said. Awkward joke, guys. We didn't mean it, and you're like, yeah, no, I don't think so. And or if they just generally go, all right, fine, here's an offline console as well, and it's not the Xbox 360. I just, we'll see. I personally think nothing's going to happen now. They will wait for the dust to settle after release, and then they'll drop it down in price, and then etc. etc.
Yeah.
then they'll make changes. Because they'll look silly if they do anything now. So, but yeah, you mean for because I say it wasn't a traditional conference in the sense. You think it was definitely still strong presence at
It was. I
E3
mean,
there.
they, in the same way that I thought it was perhaps a little bit kind of a bit elitist of them to have their own E3. It was also fairly strong, and they did play it safe. You did get what you were expecting. You know, Mario and his big nose made a show. Smash Brothers and everything like that, they made their own show, and Link made a show. We expect that from Nintendo now, but what we expect is better quality than what we've seen previously, and I'm excited for the next generation of the games for the characters that we're familiar with.
Yeah. So you, all in all, considering at one point they weren't even going to be there, they came out swinging.
They did. Maybe next year Nintendo actually do E3 because if you'd shown what you had shown at E3, then we would have loved it anyways. People who like Nintendo, who like the games, would have loved it whether it was E3 or not. So do what you're doing now. Just do it in.
Yeah.
You've got better ways to differentiate yourself.
That's good. That's good. No, some really good answers there. And and to be fair, if it was the one you were looking forward to the most, I'm glad it did live up to the hype for you. Cool. All right. Okay, moving on to Vinny. Your thoughts on Nintendo this year?
I was working at the time when most of the stuff was being broadcast live, but I did catch kind of snippets of their conference. But yeah, there's nothing really I can massively complain about Nintendo. I haven't owned a Nintendo product in a while, but I still enjoy the content that they bring out, like with Zelda and Mario Kart, and I am looking especially forward to Mario Kart. That's always a fun party game. But what they could do with these new games that they bring out, if they can incorporate it into like the kind of the hardware they have with the Wii U controller, like it has that big screen on it. If they can do something interesting with that, then that can give them a bit more of an edge. Because Nintendo have always been that quirky sort of company that are separate to the behemoths of Microsoft and Sony, and if they can do something interesting with like the things that they have, like with the Wii U controller, then that'll be good to see.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wasn't blown away by anything I saw, but no offense to Nintendo, it's just I'm not massively interested in the product or getting any Nintendo stuff because, well, I'm a graduate, so I have no money, but saving it for the PS4, that's what my heart and soul is set on. So I can't deviate to any other things right now.
No, that's fine. I mean, the fact that we have what we like at the end of the day, we're all gamers. Is in the fact we work for a.
Because I keep missing ammo because I don't reload my guns.
Sorry.
What?
Just like the voice of God just like come over the speaker there.
I think that was Jay.
No.
Sorry, Jay. What'd you say?
Sorry?
Did you say anything?
Everything went a little bit fuzzy there.
I heard guns, that was all.
But yeah, I don't.
Okay.
If I had like the money to get some Nintendo stuff, then I definitely would because like a 3DS, my brother has one of those, and whenever I go up to see him, I'll play Ocarina of Time and stuff on that, and it's always a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't have any ill will towards Nintendo. I'm just not massively interested in what they're doing at the moment.
It's good that we do these podcasts with so many diverse gamers and tastes and what people like and don't like, and we seem to have that respect level that even though somebody's like something we may not like, we have that respect to obviously to include that and have that discussion, which is nice. Okay, so anything else there, Vinny?
No, well, apart from not a Nintendo related topic, but I was really, really, really upset that The Last Guardian was not shown. Or there was no news on that.
Oh, like it was ever gonna be there.
I'm still hoping. Don't take that from me.
Duke Nukem forever. That's all I'm saying.
I'm sticking with. I'm praying to the fact that The Last Guardian will be brought out.
Last Guardian's
except, it might not be. It'll do a Duke Nukem forever.
They have confirmed that it's on hiatus. They have confirmed that production has not stopped, but
Oh, great.
halted, if you like.
it's gonna do a KOTOR 3. It's gonna get announced and be in development and get cancelled. It's gonna break my heart. I can see that happening, but I'm still praying that something will happen with The Last Guardian.
Or will be
Yeah,
revealed in
stuff's-
time, I think.
Yeah.
All right, okay. So, anything else there, Vinny?
Nah, that's all from me.
Cool, fair enough. All right, Ryan, thoughts on Nintendo this year?
Mario's a cat. Mario's a cat. It's gonna be great. I don't know. Like they're making a new Mario, and he's gonna be a cat. Like bonus points. They are making a sequel to Donkey Kong Country. Bonus points for that. Mario Kart 8 is gonna have anti-gravity tracks. Bonus points for that. No Metroid. Where the fuck's Metroid, Nintendo? We haven't forgotten Other M. You can't end on that note. Where the fuck is Metroid?
Sure, there's a Zelda game for the Wii U in development. They just didn't announce it.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
She's currently in
gonna
Smash.
show it, but then they didn't.
She's currently in Smash Bros. Having the Wii Fit trainer tell her how to do yoga properly, and there's an awful lot of people looking at it going, yeah, there's going to be some Rule 34 of this.
No.
Yeah. But one thing that nobody's touched on, and we really should, is there's going to be a new Mario and Luigi RPG.
Oh.
Dream, bro.
Why did everybody just kind of react silently? If you've ever played a Mario and Luigi RPG, they are fantastic.
Yeah,
they are really good.
If they don't involve the baby Marios after Partners in Time, then I just don't care.
I liked Partners in Time.
That's what I mean. I do like Partners in Time. So if we've got a Mario and Luigi RPG that doesn't have the baby versions in it, then I want it.
Did you not play Bowser's Inside Story?
I loved that.
One of my favourite DS games.
That was a wicked game.
Yeah, that is literally awesome.
I didn't. My other half is currently playing through Sticker Star and insists that it's just as good as any other one that he's ever played.
No, I don't
Sticker
know.
Star is my least favourite. Yeah, I haven't even completed that yet because I'm not into that at the moment.
No, it doesn't look great, and the reviews haven't been great. I mean, Thousand Year Door on the GameCube will forever be the best Paper Mario game.
Yeah, I was going to say Thousand Year Door.
That was superb.
I have to say that's something that I have to agree with that. As I was really hoping that Paper Mario would make a show in Smash Brothers, so his whole final Smash thing would take that kind of thing, you know, where the crowd gave you ratings and threw items on the stage.
Yeah,
I think that would fit so well into the whole Smash Brothers ethos of doing different kind of things for their final moves if Paper Mario made a showing in that.
Yeah, it would have been good to see Paper Mario in that, definitely. I mean, he's a great character in himself. Like, just... I don't know, something about the Paper Mario idea, just him as this flat guy that doesn't speak, he just, like, reacts. It's an RPG at the end of the day, and it's an RPG in which the main character doesn't ever talk, but the way they make him, like, wobble, or they give him these kind of wobble, wobble, wobble sound effects, and, you know, have his hands wave frantically, just makes it really, really funny. And it's the same with...
Nintendo were really good at that, though. Like you say, have a game that doesn't actually have voices. Like, you don't think of games nowadays without voices. Back in the day, we used to accept that. But they have this game, like say with RPG, where but it's your imagination is
precisely,
that's what it is. Nintendo is for your imagination, I think.
It's even better in the Mario and Luigi RPGs because he does talk, but it's gibberish.
Mamma mia!
And
it's not even
really
that.
Yeah,
Mario and Luigi have these little conversations, and it's like, and then Luigi's like, and like their arms are waving everywhere, and their heads are shaking, and it's never anything less than hilarious. Every time they go into their little to and fro in the Mario and Luigi RPGs, like, you're creasing up because it's just always funny.
You can just imagine some sort of Bill and Ben dialogue going on where like a fire flower pops up in the middle of them doing their little kind of dialogue and goes, "Weed."
That's practically what it is. It's like the Flower Pot Men of the Mario franchise, just Mario and Luigi talking in this perhaps slightly racist pseudo-Italian voice, and it's really good.
It's one thing that's really worth
better about the new one is.
Sorry?
I was going to say, what's even better about the new one is that it's all about Luigi this time.
Yeah, I know, and I'm looking forward to that
Luigi.
too. Yeah,
Has anyone else noticed as well that kind of the development staff are doing that? I've got the Spot Pass on my 3DS, and over the course of like the Nintendo Direct, the staff actually sent out a lot of their own little Miis to kind of people's Spot Passes, and every single one of them is wearing a Luigi hat.
Yeah, it was all part of their marketing push for Luigi, which I'm all fine with because I really like Luigi as a character. I always loved the underdog, and ever since starting Luigi's Mansion, he's such a great character. He's actually quite lovable. Like
Yeah, Luigi's the best. I've always been Team Luigi.
yeah, exactly. And all it takes is play a couple of levels of Luigi's Mansion. He's a fantastic character, much more fun and entertaining than Mario,
I
definitely.
have to say as well, with all the Mario and Luigi RPGs, I think Nintendo's sense of humour really shines through in the game. Especially, I mean, most of the humour is actually directed at Luigi for being the underdog, but it's just so funny to read.
It's kind of loving in a way. Like they know that Luigi, like in the 80s and 90s, kind of took the back door, and they cut not in that respect, be 80s.
I would say keeping it in the family, but there'd be no reason. There'd be no reason for it. It'd be like barking up the wrong tree.
Good, but you know, well, I'm not judging. I'm
Gay Italian interest.
moving on. Yeah, that all I really have to say about the Nintendo conference is not enough surprises. Like we knew there'd be a Mario Kart, we knew there'd be a Smash Brothers, we knew there'd be a Mario game with flagpoles. We didn't know it would have cats, but even so, it's still very predictable.
Safe conference.
Where the fuck is Metroid? The Wii U the Wii U tablet is made for Metroid. Where the fuck is Metroid?
Yeah, it's true. It's true. All right then, that's fine. Okay, and William, your thoughts on Nintendo this year?
I got a Wii U, but I'm getting rid of it. Emma's taking it from me, so I wasn't really that bothered with the conference. But then I seen it, and I thought they actually put on a good show with the Super Smash Brothers, Donkey Kong, Bayonetta 2, and the racing game again. It all looked really good, so it looks like I'm going to have to buy games for a Wii U that Emma has to play games, so everything looked pretty good, and the Xenoblade Chronicles actually looked alright. It's called X here, is it?
Yeah, the Xenoblade Chronicles is the first one on the Wii, but it's by the same... They haven't actually confirmed if it's a sequel, but it pretty much looks like one.
Like, most of it looks really good, and I'm kind of happy to see that, and Super Smash Brothers is always a ton of fun, so I can't wait to see some of these games come out, especially the Donkey Kong one as well. I love Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
Donkey Kong has always been one of my favourites.
I was considering trading in my Wii version of Donkey Kong Country Returns for the 3DS version so I could play it out and about.
It's a good game. It's a good game.
It's a fantastic game. It's ruined by motion controls, though, on the Wii, which is why I want it on the 3DS.
Yeah. No, I don't think that ruins it. It's only a small part to it. It's hardly motions everywhere, is it?
But when you have to do like really difficult platforming and you have to do that rolling jump, when the Wii doesn't pick up your roll and fucks up your jump and you use a life for it, there's no excuse. There's more than enough buttons to.
It could be worse. It could be worse. You could be using, I don't know, bongos to control them.
Hang on a minute. Have you played Donkey Kong Jungle Beat?
Yeah.
That was amazing.
There was a slight nod there.
That was amazing. That was so good.
Yeah, Donkey Konga was really good as well. The good old bongos.
No, but I mean, in terms of like using the bongos to control a platform game, that should not have worked, and it did. It worked brilliantly. Like, you know, rapidly tapping the drum and then clapping your hands to jump, and like it combines platforming with rhythm. And like when you got good at that game, because it was a score attack game, when you got good at that game, you felt like a god on those bongos. That game just didn't get enough appreciation. It didn't get enough sales. I will be the biggest advocate for Donkey Kong Jungle Beat going. I've got it on the Wii, and it's just not the same because you're using the remote and you're using the. It's not the same without the bongos, but it's still a great game.
I feel really sorry for Nintendo not getting the third-party support that I think they actually deserve it because a lot of great games could come out, not GamePad.
Do you think when they released the information on Wii U, they thought they're going to be bigger, that they're going to be further when they are now? Because I feel they've gone backwards so much.
Yeah, it's a shame. After the Wii, they did really well, and I thought like they saw how successful the DS was, and rightfully so. The DS is one of the best handhelds, if not the best handhelds ever released. But they've tried to translate that to the home computer market or the home console market, and for one reason or another, I honestly don't know what, because I think the Wii U is a wonderful console. For one reason or another, people just haven't leapt on it. People just don't want to know.
I have to say, I mean, my first impressions of the Wii. I mean, like I say, I do love Nintendo through and through. But when I first kind of saw the things about the Wii U, my first impression was, this is breakable. This is like putting an iPad on it, and when I get frustrated at a game, am I going to have to pay out for a new Nintendo iPad?
Yeah, there is that problem.
Yeah, it's just this. It looks like a very innovative, piece of kit. We all saw the Wiimote and went, "Is this going to work?" And for quite a few things, it did. And it's a bit of kit that's just really not been explored yet. And a lot of the games that they showed at the showcase didn't seem to really exploit that technology. So I think still waiting. We're still waiting on them to go. My God, this game is fantastic. They've come up with so many different uses for the Wii tablet. I don't think we've seen that yet.
No. Yeah, but I think if they overuse the tablet.
The thing with the frustration. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, no, you go.
But the thing with the frustration is, I have a PS Vita, and I play Crash Bandicoot and that, and when I get frustrated, I'm so scared of myself because I'm scared of breaking that thing because it has the back touchpad and the very gentle screen on the front. I'm just like, it's so pretty, but I don't want to break it just because I can't get the bloody time limit in Crash Bandicoot 3.
Rage quitting in this technology these days is an expensive business.
It's difficult not to smash shit up.
Definitely. All right, then, that's fine. Okay, so thank you, everybody, for your input tonight. Excellent work on everybody. Thanks for all coming out tonight. Hope you had fun, and likewise, as I said before, if we have any fans listening or staff alike, please let us know by emailing us at TheGamingRigUK@gmail.com. All you need is an email address and a microphone, and we'll take care of the rest. Hopefully, give you a good evening out, really. I hope you've enjoyed yourself today, Jay.
Yeah, very much so. Thank you very much for inviting me along. It was nice to speak to a load of like-minded people on various different things.
Likewise, I mean, like I say, we do them every fortnight, so if you have an extra round, hit us back up like you've done like today, and you're welcome to come back anytime, really. We do them every 2 weeks without fail, so there's always going to be something. The variations of topics we cover and things like that. Sometimes we just meet up and have general chat about what's going on in the gaming world. Sometimes it's more focused, like today at E3. So yeah, if you'd like to, we'll definitely have you back.
Yeah, definitely. If I've missed the rage chat on the new Pokemon type that was released, that's a shame because I have a lot of rage to do with that. But yeah, I'd love to join in any other time you'd like to have me along. It'd be great.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, we'll put the advertisement out there, and then you just get in touch like you've done today, really. I mean, we did do an episode way back when called Gaming Annoyances, but I'm thinking we're going to have a part 2 now since all the recent statements with Microsoft and various other decisions made since E3. So I think that could be quite fun for a lot of people to get on the mic and start ranting and raving.
Yeah, I can do that. I can do that definitely.
Sounds good. All right, everyone. Until next time, everybody listening, please chum out or check us over at TheGamingRig.co.uk. And as normal, Ryan, any closing statement to share?
No, unfortunately, because I'm not on my laptop, I can't find a really inappropriate song to play through the speakers to you all. I was going to do the music from the Super Mario 3D Land trailer because it's got saxophone in it, and that makes it an instant 10 out of 10, but I can't. So I'm going to awkwardly say bye.
Oh, quick
Thanks,
question.
guys.
Did we get through all the sound effects?
Did it? Wait a minute.
We are not through all the sound effects, are we?
We've got a few. We've done the crickets. We've done the.
Just crank them all out now.
All right then.
You crank them out.
Boom. Oh wait, someone's at the door, guys. Hold on.
Oh, I like the ending there.
Very good.
And I'm going to play that one again. Everybody, thanks for listening to The Gaming Rig. Goodbye.